Welcome back everybody. So today we are going to learn about 3D shapes and their properties. Do you remember when we did our 2D shapes? We spoke about the things that made them them. So we know this is a square because it has 4 vertices and 4 sides. And do you remember the circle had no vertices but one side? Today we're going to look at the properties of the 3D shapes that we did. So, the first shape we're going to look at is the cube. And we need to find out some information about the shapes. So we want to know how many vertices it has, how many faces and how many edges. So the first one is the cube. Now let's look at this cube. We know that the cube has got squares, lots of squares, and these squares are called faces. So these are the faces of the shape. Some people call them surfaces, but for our thing we're going to call it faces. Vertices, they are the corners, do you remember? And we have edges, which are here. Let's count how many vertices this cube has. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't forget, it's a solid shape. So there's some this side. 5, 6, 7, 8. So we know that the cube has 8 vertices. Let's count the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 faces, edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we need to turn it over. 9, 10, 11, 12. Wow, that's a lot of faces, isn't it? A lot of edges. 12 edges on our cube. The next shape we're going to look at is the cuboid. Now let's have a look. We know already from our last lesson that it's got 2 squares on the end. So this is 2 of its faces. The first thing we're looking at are vertices, which are the corners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the cuboid has 8 vertices. Faces, 1, 2, and these rectangle shapes are faces too. So it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Edges, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. That's got 12 edges. Can you see something about these 2 shapes that we've just worked out the properties of? They both have 8 vertices, they both have 6 faces and 12 edges. But they look different, don't they? What's different about these 2 shapes? Yeah, fantastic. This one is just made of squares. And this one only has 2 squares, but mostly rectangles, doesn't it? Let's have a look at another shape. We have the cone. So let's have a look at the cone. How many vertices does the cone have? So we're just looking for corners, aren't we? And it's just got this one here. 1 here. How many faces does it have? Faces. There's 1 on the bottom and 2 on the outside. 1, 2. 2 faces. Edges. Can you see any edges on our cone? Yeah, brilliant. It's this one, isn't it? One that goes all the way around. is a cylinder. This is our cylinder. Now we remembered from the last lesson, it's got 2 circles at the end. Okay, let's double check the vertices. Are there any corners on our cylinder? Nope, can't see any. So I'm going to put a 0, which means none. No vertices. How many faces can we see on our cylinder? 1, 2, 3. So there's 3 faces, 1 on each end and 1 that goes all the way around. Edges. We've got 1 here and 1 here. So that's 2 edges. That's our cylinder. Okay, the last shape we're going to do is can you remember what this one is? It's a sphere. Let's move that one over. The sphere. Okay, how many vertices does the sphere have? You're right, it doesn't have any vertices. What about faces? Can you see any faces on the sphere? Yes, there's one. Goes all the way around. It covers the whole of the sphere. What about edges? Can you see any edges? Oh, brilliant. No edges. So we have learned the properties of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of our 3D shapes. That's fantastic. Well done, everybody.